In today's fast-paced world, workflow inefficiencies and IT and operations can lead to profit loss, unhappy customers, and employee burnout. These challenges not only challenge your growth but also erode your competitive edge wherever you come in. PHFE specializes in cutting-edge Microsoft platform technology tailored to meet the unique needs of organizations across industries and sizes, from small business boutique offices to Fortune 500 corporate companies, including, of course, nonprofit organizations. We have guided hundreds of customers through their automation journey, helping them to streamline processes, improve efficiencies, and achieve their goals. What set us apart is our commitment to deliver more than just technology. We take time to understand your vision, budget, infrastructure, and culture, ensuring that every solution we provide is customized toward your specific needs. Our team of experts is here to listen, advise, and support you in every step of the way. At BHFE, we believe in culture of innovation, excellence, and collaboration. We value integrity, teamwork, and continuous learning and strive to foster personal and professional growth, not just for our customers, but also for our employees. Founded in 2018 by Ray Ozone, a visionary with 20 years of expertise in automation, BHFE Solution was built on the belief that smart process automation can revolutionize the way it operations. Once again, good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. My name is Julio Viquez. I'm the Director of Operations here at BHFE. And with me today, I have Dimitri, Power Platform Expert and in charge of security and governance here with us, as well as Center of Excellence Setup and Maintenance. Also, with me, I have Eli Ozon, in charge of grants and funds administration, working exclusively with nonprofit organizations. We are thrilled to have you here and dive into the world of Power Up Platform and how it transforms your organization. As we move forward today's session, we hope you gain value insights on how Power Platform can transform your organizations, whether you're just starting automation journey or looking to optimize existing processes. BHFE is here to help you succeed. Before we go into deep into the Power Platform automation process, let's talk a bit about our agenda today. Basically, we're building a volunteer management application in under an hour using Power Apps, one of the components of the Power Platform family. Part of the agenda, we're going to have a quick introduction to the Power Platform family. We're going to talk about the components of Power Platform and the use cases that are associated to each one of the components. Again, we are going to build, which is the majority of the time, we're going to build a volunteer management app in under an hour with help of Dimitri. And then we're going to have a couple more presentation about some special offers we have here today for you guys and some questions and answers. You can notice that your microphone has been muted. Will be open in the questions and answer sessions at the end of the presentation. But before we start, let's talk a little bit how can nonprofit organization benefit from the Microsoft Power Platform and the automation journey in general. With these technologies, you can foster and increase productivity, efficiencies, and compliance. By using this automation, we can look into your different processes to optimize the way you work, the way you deliver your or attend your customers, and how compliant you are with different standards and organizations. Definitely, this information or this technology can help you reduce errors. Automations can create processes that follow specific orders and can repeat those steps over and over in less than time that a human can do, helping to reduce human errors and definitely achieve higher standards. Cut turnaround times, as you can have these automations and technologies running 24 by 7 every 365 days in a year. So having these turnarounds increase can help you basically operate in a better pace. Save money, and again, there is different ways in technologies can help you either save money or generate more revenue or capture more information. So these technologies are great for that kind of use. And definitely scale up or scale down, especially if you have seasonalities or you have special times in which you need to increase performance, and later on, in order to avoid costs, reduce as well that part of the operation. While at the same time improving donors, volunteering, and employee experience, these technologies can help and benefit everyone. Now let's have this. Now we're gonna have Eli talking a little bit about the platform family and its components. So Eli, take it over.
Thanks, Julio. Hi, everybody. So, the Microsoft Power Platform, if you're not too familiar with it, is essentially a powerful set of tools that allows you to easily incorporate low-code automation, AI, and other advanced technologies into your processes with little to no barrier of entry. The Power Platform has several components to it that can work independently or together. But today I'm going to briefly focus on four major components: Power Apps, Power Automate, Power BI, and Copilot Studio. So, what are the major standout benefits of the Power Platform? Next slide, please. One of the biggest strengths of the Power Platform is how simple and easy it is to use. It's designed as a low code or no code platform. So, even if you're not a developer, you can still create and customize powerful solutions with it. But don't let its ease of use fool you. It's actually an incredibly powerful tool, allowing you to tackle everything from basic workflows to highly complex challenges. Connectivity is also a huge strength for the Power Platform. You get seamless connectivity with the entire Microsoft ecosystem, as well as thousands of other third-party apps. I've even seen it connect to legacy terminal systems without difficulty. And of course, one of the best perks is its cost, especially for nonprofits in particular, who can get a significant discount on licensing, which I'll speak about after the live demo. But before we jump into the live demo, I'd like to give just a quick overview of the four main components of the Power Platform and how we've seen nonprofits use them in creative ways. So, Power Automate is a major component of the Power Platform that virtually every nonprofit can benefit from. It essentially gives you the ability to digitally replicate any processes that you or your team does, but faster and more efficiently. You can think of it as like an invisible helper working tirelessly in the background. This allows you to reduce or eliminate repetitive and time-consuming tasks so that your team can focus on the important stuff. We've seen nonprofits use Power Automate for things like automating grant or expense approvals, sending event notifications and reminders, onboarding and offboarding of volunteers, processing memberships and registration forms, automating donation acknowledgements, and much more. Next up, we have Copilot Studio. Copilot Studio allows you to create custom chatbots, or what they call agents, as simple or advanced as you like it. These agents are incredibly versatile and powerful. They can engage your customers and employees in multiple languages across computers, websites, mobile apps, and more. They can even be trained for specific tasks using large language models, or you could even isolate its knowledge base with whatever data you feed it with. We've seen nonprofits use Copilot Studio for things like advanced customer service chatbots, where they can actually process requests and interact with the customer. It could also be used as a knowledge base to store company info and data, where users can ask it questions, or it could even be used to help train and educate others. Copilot agents can even automate tasks like sorting through emails, responding to inquiries, or trigger workflows such as invoice processing. You could basically train these agents to handle almost anything you throw at them. Next up is Power BI. Power BI is all about interactive data visualization. It allows you to create interactive dashboards, graphs, charts, and more, so you could visualize data in a way that's easy to understand and act on. We like to compare it to having a powerful data detective by your side, helping you uncover insights and make smarter decisions. Nonprofits have been using Power BI for things like tracking grants and donations and expenses, monitoring volunteer hours and availability, analyzing survey data and feedback, reporting on key metrics and KPIs, and so much more. Last but not least, we have Power Apps. In a nutshell, this tool lets you create custom apps without needing to write complicated code. Whether it's a simple app or a complex solution that integrates with many other components, the possibilities of what you can create with Power Apps are basically endless. Nonprofits have been using Power Apps to create things like tracking and managing volunteer hours, organizing events. They've created apps to schedule food bank requests or donation pickups, apps to track and manage donation inventory or equipment, apps to manage cases for caseworkers, employee and HR request apps, and so much more. Developing with Power Apps is almost like building Lego. You pick the pieces you need and put them together to create the perfect solution. In just a moment, Dimitri is going to demonstrate to you just how easy and efficient Power Apps is by building a volunteer management app in under an hour. So without further ado, I'll now hand over the mic to Dimitri. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Eli, and really good overview of the Power Platform. For today's purposes, we're just going to focus on the Power Apps, and I'm going to start with presenting you the finished product that we are going to build and spend a few minutes working on today. So this is just a simple application that tracks volunteers. I'm sure a lot of you work with something similar, whether it's CRM or an ERP or doing it in Excel. This application works this way. So we have a screen for volunteers, and this is just some demo data. We have 5 volunteers that show their basic information and the status, whether that's approved, pending, or rejected. Their start dates, end dates, who approved them, and what their volunteer categories are. If we go back to the other screen, we can look at the onboarding requests. And here, similar information. Again, this is just the shell of the app, so not real data. But we're able to look at the requests. We are able to edit those requests and change information, and we're able to delete them or create new requests, all from here. What this application does not do, it does not have the approvals right now. It does not have all of the smart automation processes that we can add to it. But for the sake of time, we just wanted to show you the application that we are able to build in 45 minutes or so. So let's start and build this thing real quick. We're going to start with a clean slate, nothing here. And the first step that we need to do is to build some sort of a database or a table or repository for our data. So to do that, we are going to new and then create new tables. And then here we are presented with the choice. We can either, once it loads, we can either look at the, start from scratch, import an existing Excel file or a CSV, work with SharePoint lists, or start with a Copilot. And today we're going to play with AI. I have a prompt developed that is telling the Copilot to create a table called Volunteer Test 1. It'll store records related to onboarding requests and have the following columns. And then I'm listing out the columns. For some of these columns, I'm telling what format to use and whether they're required or not. So we're going to hit generate. It'll take a moment or two, but once it's ready, we're going to be presented with a draft of the table. And then from there on, we can either click save and exit if we're happy, or keep asking the Copilot to make changes. So here it is, here's the table, and we see that it needs some attention. This is caused by the date columns in here. We can click on the view data. And as you can see right here, when the dates are blank or empty, it's put in a gray rectangle. So it's really not sure, it's causing data validation, not sure what to do with this. So there's a quick fix. We just go in, change the format from date only to date time and back and hit update. This is just a quick workaround, just a small tweak Microsoft is going to do to the Copilot in the near future to fix this. And do it here as well. And now the validation errors are gone. So just to cover this piece real quick, Copilot created the table and the table structure and the columns and all the formats by just us telling it what this table needs to be tracking. And it also provided sample information. So it's trying to be really, really helpful. And that's great when you're trying to create an app quickly. So once we're happy, or if we're not happy, we can add more rows, we can add more columns, we can create multiple tables and build relationships all from this screen. But let's say for our application, we just need one table, and we're happy with it. We're going to hit save and exit. That'll take another few moments to create the table. And then the next step, what we're going to do is create the application connected to this table and spend just a few minutes to get to the final version. And this is probably the slowest process of all of the development that we're going to do today. There it is. So we are back to our solution page. And now we can see that we created a volunteer table. From here, next step is we're going to create an application. So we're going to get to new Canvas app and give it a name like that. Give it a few more moments. And now we're presented with the development interface for Power Apps. And on the left side, you can see this is a tree view of all of the objects that we're going to have in the app. In the middle, this is our canvas. This is where we are going to do all of the work. And then on the right side, we have our properties pane. We have a formula bar at the top, very similar to Excel. So we can actually work with the bar and type in our formulas or code into here, or we can work with properties and do it on this side. There's many different ways of developing in Power Apps. So to begin with this, we're going to insert a few screens in here. And quick thing, we're going to visit the settings page here and change some settings on this to begin with to make our development easier. So in here, we're going to go to the Updates tab and enable modern controls and themes. By default, Microsoft uses the themes that look like they came from the 90s. So allowing these modern controls and themes, we're actually going to make our app look a lot better. And to do that, we're going to hit this button to save the application. And now we need to add the data. So that table that we just created, clicking on this data tab here, add data, and then give it a moment and search for our table. And as you can see, there's a few choices. And this is the volunteer one table that we just created. This is the one we need. Click add. And after a few moments, we'll have the table hooked up to this application. But we don't have anything yet in here. We just have a blank screen, screen one. So next step, what we want to do is go to new screen. And Microsoft is very helpful. It provides us some templates here. So we're going to start with a welcome screen. This is going to be our home screen for the application. And then we're going to add another screen for table and form right here. And finally, the third screen that we need to add, it's going to be the header and table screen. So this is the screen that's going to show us the list of all of the volunteers that we have. And as you can see from the start, there's no data and everything is blue. Let's say we don't like blue headers. We're going to go to themes over here. And there's a limited selection of themes that come out of the box. We can actually add our own themes if we need to, but let's just go with this one. And that changes all of the main colors and subcolors to this theme. Back to our tree, we can start with the screen one. This is just a blank screen that came with the application, so we don't need that. We're going to delete it. That's gone. Our welcome screen, as you remember, we only had 2 items on it. So we'll start with this, and then there's 6 containers over here. So we'll leave the first 2, but the other 4, we can either delete or just to be safe in case we need to come back to it in the future and add more items to the application, we're just going to click on the right here to make it invisible. And these containers are dynamic, so they adjust to cover the size of the screen. And once we remove all of the ones that we don't want to see, we're going to be presented with just 2 containers. Let's jump into the header real quickly. The header is showing the name of the screen, so it's welcome screen. If we wanted to change that, we would just call this a home screen. And after a few minutes, it will update, but then also here's the hard-coded welcome screen. We can either do this as home screen, or just to show you the formula bar, if we click on the title here, we're going to be moved to the formula bar. So if we do some formulas, some very light coding, and we'll actually get back to that. Let's keep it as home screen here, and we'll come back to it later. The logo, so right now there's a blank picture. We can change that by clicking over here, and you can upload your own logo or look at the stock images. And the stock images present you a good number of different stock pictures. There's some cutouts too. Not really a good choice for a logo, but let's just go with some cats and just add one just to show you that it's there and it's available. By default, it also knows who I am. So this is pulling the records from Active Directory. It's showing my picture. And if you click on it, it's also going to show my email. But let's say we're here. So now we have one screen, and we need to make sure that when we click on these items, we go to other screens. So before we do that, let's rename these. And this screen 3 is going to be our onboarding request screen. And then screen 4 is going to be our volunteer list screen. Okay. Back to the main. This is a button right here, featured items. When we click on it, we want to navigate to the other screen. So first thing here is we're going to give it a change the text of the button, and then we need to tell it what to do when someone clicks on it. So over here, as you can see, it says on select, meaning when someone selects or clicks on it. And right now it equals to false, so it does nothing. We're going to tell it to navigate. Oops. And then the IntelliSense here provides us the list of all other screens that we want to go to. So we're going to go to the onboarding request screen, close parentheses, and we're done. And then same thing for this button right here, changing the number, the name to volunteer list, changing this to navigate to volunteer list screen. And this is pretty much it. You just did 2 short pieces of code or formulas, and now you can go to this screen. And right now we're not able to come back to the main screen just yet. And then if you click here, again, you're able to go to the other screen. So now that, let's say, these images right here, you're able to change them as well. Same way, whether you wanted to use stock image or update yours, very easy. We'll just pick some random images here. And then this text, if we don't want it, we can just hide it. All right. So this is pretty much it for this screen. Let's go to the onboarding request screen. This screen right here, it does not have any data right now. So what we're going to do is, first, I don't like how we have the left section that is going to show you the list of all of the requests so small. So we're going to expand that and then make the right section smaller. To do that, we're back on our tree view. This is our body container that covers this whole section. And on here, we have the sidebar container. That's the left side. And on the right and under properties, we have the fill portions, 3 of 17. What we're going to do is we're going to remove all of this stuff and give it just number 10. So now we expanded this section. And then if we go to the right container here, and same in the fill portions, and we're going to do a 3. Or 3 might be too small. Let's give it a 7. Keep it like this. This is good enough. Okay, so now we need to add data to here. If you click on this container here, you'll have the little pop-up with data. And then once we click here, we'll have the table that we already added to the application. It's just that easy. Click that, replace columns, and it's going to show all of the data in our sample table. Let's do the same thing before changing anything here. Let's do the same thing on this side. Connect to data and select the same table. So now on here on the right side, the application created a form, something that you can work with to either enter new records, edit, or delete records. But I don't like how it looks right now. There's 2 columns. It just looks too busy here. So we're going to go to the right side under properties columns and change it to 1. Now we have a easier to work with list, but let's say all of these columns, they all came in from the table. We don't want to edit some of them. So we have the option here to select the fields to show up on this form. And if we click on the 13 selected here, we have the list. So let's say requested by, we don't need to do that. That should be auto-populated. Volunteer number would be an auto number, so we don't need to edit that. Start date, end date, status, we don't need to do that. It's going to automatically, when created, it's going to automatically go to new or pending. And that should be a good list. So we're done here. And if we play the application, select the record, we're going to see just those columns that we have selected. And right now, if I click on it, I can't change anything. Whoops, not sure where it took me. But if we do edit, we're able to change the record. So let's go back to the left side. Right now, you see it as a list of contacts like this. We have the same ability to change the fields right here. And then we have the ability to change how the list works. And sometimes this is a little finicky. We have to change the size of the size of the screen to reflow the list. And might not want to cooperate with this because, why would it when we're doing a demo? But just another thing, by default, the application created a search bar that currently isn't working, but it only takes a couple of lines of code to make sure that when you type something in, it adjusts and filters the table beneath it. We're not going to cover it today for the sake of time, but the functionality is there. One other thing that we wanted to add was the ability to go back, because once we click on this screen right now, we're not able to go home. So to do that, let's add another cat to our logo. And then the property for this picture that's on select logo right here, we want to go simply just tell it to go back. That's it. And let's test it out. So we're going to go back to the home page. We're going to hit play and click on volunteer onboarding. And get some sort of an error. Oh, because it's probably doing that, trying to filter it. And then the logo image, if we click on it, we're going to go back to the main screen. So this was just, it took us a few minutes to build a functioning piece of application here. Let's go to our final screen and add the data header and all of that functionality to here as well. So very similar to the other screen, click to add data, select our table. And now we have, in a moment here, we have the list of all of our information. We can then add the search bar at the top here, or any other functionality that you desire. Here, we're going to do the same thing back. And just let's make it pretty. And now we have volunteer list. So this just shows that the power of Microsoft Power Apps. We're able to build a shell of an application within just 15, 20 minutes. It's very easy to do. We built our table, we built all of the functionality for the app to start working with it. Now it doesn't work, I mean, it's not a production application. We don't have the approval workflows. So right now there's some errors popping up, which is normal. But it doesn't do, like, anyone can go in and add a record. There's no review, there's no approval, there's no automation that's built in for it. So the main point here is that, yes, it's possible to build an application in just a few minutes as a starting point, but then to actually make it a production grade, it'll require some additional work. It also showcases that anyone without any coding experience can go in here and start developing. And that pretty much covers the demo that we had for the app building today. I'm going to stop here. Let me know if anyone has any questions, if we want to do a deeper dive in any of the screens or functionalities of the development. And if not, it's back to Eli or Julio. Thank you.
Thank you, Dimitri. Yeah, back to me. Let me share again the screen. All right. Thank you, Dimitri, for that great explanation and how to build, again, a volunteer tracking system in less than an hour, as you can see. So we have a few slides to go to share with you before we open for questions and answers. What you can see here in the slide, basically just narrowing down again to BHFE. So we basically offer high quality solutions for organizations of all sizes, and we don't hide from any challenge. So we accept challenges from big to large to small to medium sort of thing. You can see here in the slide two customer feedback that we have received in the past, some of those success stories that we have done in the past. Slides are going to be shared later via email. I wanted to highlight two key factors. Nearly 95% of our initial customers develop or create a long-term relationship with us, not just from the automation perspective, but as well on how to basically handle and manage their COEs. And again, most of these customers experience or typically have a 5 to 10 size increase ROI in their projects after a follow-up engagement. So ideally, with this help and this support, again, you get excited on how to start, working into your journey of Microsoft Power Platform, and hopefully you can benefit of that as well. So here we can again help you in different areas. And talking about that, what areas we can help. Just wanted to talk to you about the 4 different services BHFE provides or support. In the top left side, you see use cases discovery process. Every automation journey starts by defining or finding what are the right processes for to automate or to optimize. We help you with that. We can definitely engage with your teams, with your subject matter experts, understand exactly how they are performing today's repetitive activities, identify which ones are suitable for automation, and how to drive ROI, return of investment, based on those decisions. Second of all, definitely the second step is once you identify those opportunities in the top right corner, you see the Power Platform development. We offered as well development services, especially on medium to high complexity automations. Sometimes, as Dimitri just explained, you can build maybe the low complexity opportunities. Someone with no coding experience can again leverage and use these tools today to create again quick, simple solutions for their processes. But as soon as you start facing more biggest challenges, once you want to automate more biggest processes or processes that are higher in complexity or more critical based on your operations, we can definitely offer you advanced developer programs in which some of our developers can come into your platforms and help you build these automations and maintain. Third, in the bottom left side, we also use training and co-development. Any automation program is as good as their users inside of the program. So definitely we help and we offer tailored trainings for new developers that can be customized for 3, 5, or 10 days curriculum-based development trainings, and as well for some of those advanced developers or once your again junior developers start becoming more experts, we can offer you as well more complex sort of trainings as well, the co-development programs in which one of your developers can pair with one of our expert developers and work towards a critical or important project. In that case, they can leverage and learn how to use these platforms and how to take advantage of all the different components, as Dimitri explained today. It starts with a little bit of building a table and putting together a few columns, but later on, as you wanted to have more advanced functionalities, that requires a little bit more of knowledge and engagement. And lastly, but not less important, in the bottom right side, you can see the center of excellence. Ideally, when you start on this journey, you will start creating 1 or 2 automations, but eventually you will have 5, 10, and more automations. That's when you would recommend you to start also formalizing a center of excellence in which we can leverage a key component of the Power Platform, which is called COE Toolkit, a key key tool that can help you gain visibility of the automation program, in which you can see how many automation has been built, how or who are using those automations, how frequently are they being used. For example, are they going to be used daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly? What are the results of those automations? Are they producing the desired outcome, especially the one that you created or you map at the beginning of the journey towards the return of investment? Are you achieving those return of investment metrics, or basically are there opportunities for you to maximize opportunity? For example, we have seen cases in which a process today is run, let's say, once a week, because the people or the person that is working on that process only has bandwidth to do it once a week. But as soon as you start having or using this platform like Microsoft Power Platform, now you can run it daily, or instead of daily, you can run it hourly, increasing the opportunity for you to drive even further return of investment by running more frequent or more thorough these processes. So again, these are the 4 main areas. All of our services can be customized to your needs. So just get in touch with any of our representatives, and then we will be able to again have a conversation around exactly how we can help you on that. And now let's go back to Eli so he can talk to you a little bit a couple of key special offers that we have here for you today. Eli.
Thanks, Julio. So before we get into the Q&A section, I just want to briefly mention some special offers right now that's going on. So a big one is right now we are partnering with Microsoft, where once you qualify, your nonprofit can gain access to free professional services through interactive workshops. These workshops include needs assessments, where we help identify key challenges and pain points within your nonprofit. as well as custom demos and Center of Excellence implementation, development training, and so on. I just like to point out that everyone watching this right now is actually qualified for a needs assessment. So after this presentation, we're going to be taking some live, we're going to be helping you live on this call if anyone's interested in signing up for this. So this is actually a fantastic opportunity to explore the Power Platform with no financial commitment. Many nonprofits have already benefited from this offer, discovering unique ways to unlock their full potential. So if you want to sign up or learn more, just visit our website or contact us directly. We're also taking live signups right after the Q&A session. So stick around. Another couple of offers that's going on right now are in regards to the Microsoft licensing. So right now, all nonprofits are actually eligible to receive up to a 75% discount on most Microsoft licenses, including B365 and Power Platform. We're also offering a special rebate on Microsoft licenses when you purchase them through us, with a minimum of $12,000 or more, which can actually be used for any of our professional services. So once again, please contact us after this call if you'd like some more details.